So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today let's continue our journey, our discussion of money and wealth through all 12 ascendants in Vedic astrology. And I've already covered up till the Leo ascendant. So in this particular video, let's try to understand the money and wealth roadmap for Virgo ascendant. Okay, if you don't know what is Virgo ascendant, simply look into your astrological birth chart, and if the sixth number is written up there, it's a Virgo. Okay, this is a Vedic astrological chart in which there are total 12 houses. This is the first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th and 12th. So these are the 12 houses. Okay, the numbers which are written up there, it's sixth. So sixth mean is the Rashi or the zodiac sign. Okay, so if the sixth number written in this box, this is the first house, so it means you are Virgo rising or Virgo ascendant, or simply your first house is ruled by the sign of Virgo. Okay, so today first of all I'm help you to understand the content or the topics which we are going to cover up in this particular video. And I'm just making this video for the learning purpose. So if you are a Vedic astrology enthusiast just like me, or if you are learning Vedic astrology, maybe beginner or some advanced Vedic astrologer, this video will eventually help you to gain much better understandings over the money and wealth roadmap. The main reason why I'm also making this series for all 12 ascendants separately, because for every ascendant there are specific houses. Like you see, I have written up there. This is the first content which we are going to discuss. 11th house, 12th house and second house. So these are the money and wealth houses. Secondly, we are also going to discuss the 5th, 7th and 9th house and how these 5th, 7th and 9th house, they are acting as a supporting structure to the upper houses. Then we will also understand the Rahu and Ketu axis, how they are acting as a catalyst to these money and wealth houses. Apart from this thing, this is a very important concept which I have written. It's the Gati of planets. Gati of a graha simply means the speed of a planet. Okay, so there are certain fast moving planets in Vedic astrology and there are certain slow moving planets in Vedic astrology. Fast moving planets have the capacity to give quick money or quick results in your life, whereas the slow moving results have the capacity to give slow results. And these planets are not only going to impact the earning, they are also going to impact your expense, investment as well as your savings part. So we'll cover, this is a very important topic. Okay, I have even made one live session of the Gati of a graha. So if you want to understand more regarding Gati, please watch that video. Then we will discuss the retrograde energy. So how the retrograde planets are going to create impact in the money and wealth. Next is the combust planets, and last is the most important, that is the timings part. So when eventually this money is going to be getting manifested into your life, or what are the specific timings, I'm going to give you a thumb rule, basic thumb rule, which you can apply onto your astrological birth chart in order for you to find the answers. Okay, so first of all, let's try to understand these houses, 11th, 12th and second house. This is 11th house, this is 12th house and this is the second house. Now first of all, for specifically Virgo people, moon is becoming one of the most important graha or most important planet, because moon have the capacity to give you wealth into your life. I will tell you these three houses, 11th house and second house and 12th house, what actually these houses represents. At least you know the basics of these houses. This 11th house in Vedic astrology represents your incoming gains. Okay, so the money that you are going to earn on monthly basis or even daily basis, that is seen through your 11th house. 11th house also represents your earning potential, like whether you have the capacity to earn 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 10 million, even $1 billion. So your earning potential is also seen through the 11th house, and this is also the house which shows the income sources. Like if you want to see whether you have the capacity to have more than one income stream in your life or not, or what kind of income sources that you are going to develop with the passage of time. So 11th house is going to give us the answer. That is the reason I told you this is one of the most important houses, and planet Moon is actually going to become the key planet for Virgo people. Next, this is the 12th house. Now 12th house in Vedic astrology is the house of your expenses, okay? Whatever your monthly or your daily expenses are going to be, it's seen through 12th house. This is also the house which shows your monthly installments, EMI. Okay, maybe you have purchased, bought a home, maybe car, any other EMI is seen through 12th house. Any expense, okay? And at the same time, 12th house is also the house of your investments. Now, if you want to see what kind of investments that are going to be good as per my chart, whether making investments into real estate, share market, stock market, sometime in metal also, metal business, or buying businesses, gold, digital, crypto. So you need to understand the 12th house in the more detailed manner, okay, for investment. And this is the last, that is the second house, which is ruled by planet Venus. I've written Venus, so it's the 7th number, it's the sign of Libra. This is your savings account. Savings mean where you are going to save your money. Now, second house also represents the wealth aspect of a native. Now, this is not only your wealth, because second house represents family. So the combined family wealth is also seen through the second house. Suppose you born and brought up into some sort of a business family environment, where your father or mother, maybe they are involved in some hotel industry business, transportation business, astrology business, any family business, or the combined assets of a family is seen through the second house. Now, second house, it means it's not in your control to first of all decide who is going to be becoming my parents. You have no capacity to choose who is going to become my father or mother, or you have no capacity to choose, okay, I'm going to take birth in this home or that home. So this also depends over the 5th house, that is your Purva Sanchit Karma or the past life deeds. So whatever good deeds that you have performed, based over that deeds, you are going to receive your second house in this birth. That is the reason one person born and brought up into some poor household and one is in a very rich environment. That is based over their 5th house. It's their Purva Sanchit Karma. And we can see the reflection of the karma's 5th house, past life deed karmas, easily through the second house. Okay. So I hope first of all you understand these three houses very clearly. Now look here. As I told you, Moon is the key planet. Anytime planet Moon, first of all, forming any yoga, either with 12th house or second house lord, anywhere in the chart, this is the first great Lakshmi yoga. Lakshmi means goddess of wealth. So this is the first Lakshmi yoga which is present in your horoscope. For example, planet Moon is posited up there with Venus. This Moon is going with the savings lord. Now, Venus and Moon conjunction anywhere in the chart, not necessarily in the second house, okay, although in the second house this Venus and Moon is becoming way more powerful, because there is a certain levels to the Lakshmi yogas, certain levels. The first level is where the Lakshmi yoga is very powerful, then it's less powerful, then it's very less powerful. So first of all, if the Venus and Moon are present in the money houses, this is the first great yoga. Secondly, if the Venus and Moon are posited in quadrant houses, these are quadrant mean the pillar, 4 houses, first house, 4th, 7th and 10th. Suppose Venus and Moon are posited here and Venus and Moon are posited here. Now this yoga is way more powerful because it's forming in the money and wealth house, whereas this yoga is slightly less powerful, but still this is a yoga. Then lastly, suppose Venus and Moon are up there. Now 6th house, 8th house and 12th house, these are the Dushtana. This is also a yoga, but it's a very, very less yoga. Okay. So this is very powerful, less powerful and very less powerful. In this way, first of all, you need to pay attention towards planet Moon. where it is going in the chart, and if it is forming connection with Venus, this. Or it may be like your Venus is going up there. For example, like Venus is going in your incoming gains. This Venus and Moon is also a great Raj Yoga. Okay. So the first yoga is formed between these two houses. Next example. Suppose your Venus, that is your second house lord, is going in the 12th house. Then what is happening? 12th house is the house of your expenditure, expenses. Whenever savings lord goes into the expense house, it means your chart is not permitting you to save huge amount of money. So it's not a savings oriented chart. If the savings lord is in conjunction with Sun in the 12th house is also the house of investment. So that is going to make it as a very good investment oriented chart. So here, rather than concentrating and focusing your energy towards saving money all the time, you need to focus more attention towards the investment. And it's not necessary Sun and Venus is only up there. It may be Sun and Venus are posited in your 4th house. Still, this is an investment yoga. Even for example, Moon is getting conjunct with here. Moon, Venus and Sun. So here what is happening? Your Moon and Venus, all the 3 planets are actually getting conjunct. These 3 houses ruled by planet Moon, Venus and Sun. So wherever in the chart, even if these 3 planets are conjunct or forming a conjunction, this is still considered as a Lakshmi yoga into your chart. Okay. So I hope you understand the importance of these houses and how the controller or the planets ruling these houses have the capacity to create and form the first level of Lakshmi yoga into your chart. Now let me come to the second level and we will try to understand your 5th house, 7th house and 9th house. Now pay attention. This is 5th house. This is the 7th and this is the 9th house. Okay. Now first of all, 5th, 7th and 9th house acting as a supporting structure to the upper houses. So this is acting as a supporting structure to these houses. You can also here simply understand 5th, 7th and 9th house are responsible for activation of Raj Yogas and Lakshmi Yogas into your chart. Now if you don't know what is activation of Raj Yoga, I made although separate video of activation of Raj Yogas as well, where you can find upon this topic like how to activate certain Raj Yogas into your chart. Now these houses, 5th house is the house of your children, childbirth, 7th house is the house of marriage. So suppose as soon as you are getting married, first of all Jupiter is getting activated. In this way activation will take place. This is house activation, like by getting or by performing some deeds you are activating the Raj Yoga. Having the childbirth, activating a yoga. 9th house, long distance travel, long distance journey have the capacity to activate the Raj Yoga. But this is the first level of activation. Second level of activation can also trigger or activate using the timings, Dasha and Gochar, transit of the planets. Okay. So you can watch that video, that will help you to understand more over the activation part. Now for example, suppose Saturn, it's ruled by Saturn, okay? It's the sign of Capricorn. 10th number is the sign of Capricorn and this is the 5th house. For example, Saturn is going up there. Now this is one of the greatest Raj Yogas or greatest Lakshmi Yogas which are actually present in your chart. First of all, if it is forming in your 2nd house, it means you born and brought up into a very good abundant family. Because your 5th house, that is your past or the Purv Sanchit Karma, past life deeds, they are giving you something in this life. And there is no need for you to put extra efforts towards receiving money if the Raj Yogas are created by these 3 houses, because they are getting naturally or automatically activated. For example, Jupiter is going up there. Now, although Jupiter is debilitated in the sign of Capricorn, it's posited in the lowest most position, but still I will tell you this Saturn and Jupiter is considered as a very great Lakshmi Yoga into your chart. Now, although this Saturn and Jupiter have the capacity to create some negative impact over your marriage and the married life aspect, I'm not denying that fact, but here we are only discussing the money and wealth part. So we have nothing to deal with whether the relationships are good, marriage is good or not good. We are not concerned or bothered about that part. Even if the Jupiter is debilitated, still this is actually also Neech Bhang Raj Yoga. Even for example, Jupiter going up there, Venus and Jupiter in your 9th house, this is also a very great Raj Yoga. The blessings of Guru, both Gurus are actually coming into your Bhagya. Bhagya means fortune, luck factor. This is the house of your luck. Hard work is not solely help you to attain great amount of riches in your life. There are laborer, 9 to 5 people, they are working hard, extremely hard, maybe more harder, but still they are earning very small money, whereas some businessman may be spending 1 hour earning more amount of money. So that part is also depending over the bhagya of a person. Bhagya mean fortune, that is your luck factor. 9th house Lord have the capacity to improve the luck also. So it means the Venus is also becoming the second key planet for you. Because Venus is the most important planet. Venus is not only controlling your this saving, this is also controlling your bhagya. Suppose now Venus is up there, it's exalted. This is again a Raj Yoga. Although with this combination you are might going to get married outside of your caste, creed and cultural background, but still this have the capacity to generate or give wealth after marriage. Similarly, suppose Saturn is also conjunct up there. These 3 houses, Venus, Jupiter and Saturn, anywhere in the chart, they are also considered as a very great and auspicious Raj Yogas. Here it doesn't matter whether the planet is debilitated or exalted or sitting in the inimical zodiac sign. Still, house to house connectivity have the capacity to generate money and wealth yogas. So anytime if these houses, 5th, 7th, 9th house, these lords are reshuffling or they are going in the upper or they go in the down. Anytime mixing of these houses happened, this will eventually help us to understand the Lakshmi yogas or the money and wealth yogas into your chart. Okay. Next, let me come to the Rahu and Ketu axis. Now, what Rahu and Ketu is going to do, they are acting as a catalyst. If you are a chemistry student, you will understand the use of a catalyst. Catalyst is a substance which is basically used to speeding up the chemical reaction. Now, for example, if the Rahu is also up there and it's a retrograde, okay. Now, what is happening? Venus, Saturn, Rahu. Although this is going to create immense amount of sufferings from the family because relationships are actually getting spoiled with 2 malefics in the second, but this is actually going to amplify the wealth aspect of your life. These 2 planets are acting as a amplification planets in Vedic astrology. Even for example, you are having Venus and Ketu conjunction anywhere in the chart. I've just written in the first, but anywhere in the chart. Now Venus is the most important graha, as I told you. Although Venus and Ketu debilitated in the Lagna is a very destructive combination from marriage perspective, relationship perspective, but this is the blessings of Ma Lakshmi. It means you are going to enjoy immense wealth. The more and more you are going to suffer, the more and more you are going to achieve materialistic success into your life. So sufferings will also actually getting converted into the, and it's not only Venus Ketu, it may be Venus, Moon and Rahu is present up there and it's retrograde. This is still a very great Raj Yoga because Rahu is acting as an amplification factor. So this is amplifying the Raj Yoga up to very large extent. Suppose individually Venus and Moon, they are capable for giving only 10% of the result, but when you add the catalyst, this is going to create the result up to 30, 50 and even 100%. So its potential is actually getting increased. Although still these are malefic energies, Venus and Rahu and Ketu, they are totally malefic energies, but still malefic association have no capacity to destroy the wealth aspect of a native. Similarly, the combustion of a planet also, we'll discuss that part later on. They have no capacity to destroy the significance. They have the capacity to amplify the significance. In your, even for example, I have written it Saturn, that is your 5th house lord, it's your Purv Sanchit Karma. Suppose you are having Saturn and Rahu conjunction, that too in the 5th house. Although this is going to create problems with regards to children, childbirth, maybe children happening through adoption, C-section, IVF, not through normal delivery, or maybe you are marrying someone who is already going to have a child. But still this is a promise of wealth into your life. Even for example, your Jupiter, 7th house lord here, is in conjunction with Rahu. Total foreign marriage. But still this is going to give you abundance and money into your life. Although in the sign of Pisces, Rahu don't feel much comfortable. But still the 7th house lord, it means your wife is forcing you towards materialism. Similarly, suppose in the sign of Taurus, your moon is up there and then Ketu is forming the conjunction. Now moon and Ketu can create mental problems, self-doubt inside you, but still this yoga have the capacity to provide you wealth into your life. Now moon is also the representation of a mother. Sufferings from the mother also have the capacity to amplify the wealth aspect, because your moon is gaining access over your 11th house. So incoming gains lord is going into your Bhagya. Bhagya means the house of fortune. So you are also going to be fortunate from the money and wealth aspect. So this Rahu and Ketu axis is speeding up the chemical reaction. Next, let's try to understand the Gati of planets. Now this is the most important concept, and I believe there is not even a single video you will right now up till find over the YouTube where the Gati concept is linked with the money and wealth part. Gati simply means the speed of a planet. Okay. In Vedic astrology, there are certain slow moving planets and there are certain fast moving planets. Saturn, Rahu and Ketu axis, and Jupiter. Now these are the slow moving planet. I mean to say slow moving planet. Saturn take approximately 3 years in one zodiac sign. Rahu and Ketu will take approximately 1.5 years. And Jupiter stays in one zodiac sign for one complete year. So these are the slow moving planets. Whereas planet Venus, Moon, Sun, they are very fast moving planets. Sun stays in one zodiac sign for complete 1 month. Then Sun is shifting its sign. Moon staying in one zodiac sign for 2.5 days. Then Moon is shifting its sign. Venus also stays in one zodiac sign 2 months approximately, then shifting its sign. Mars also the same thing here. Okay. Now understand one very important concept here. Whenever the slow moving planets, they are forming the connection with the fast moving planet, they have the capacity to speed up or slow down earning, expense, investment or your savings. With the help of example, let's try to understand. Suppose your moon is up there and this moon is forming connection with planet Saturn. Now first of all, understand one very important thing here. This is a wish yoga, poisonous substance. But Moon is a very fast moving planet. First of all, it also shows naturally the Virgo people, their incoming gains are very fast, or the kind of activities where they find most rejoice or most amount of happiness, where they are earning money on rapid basis. They don't believe in earning slow money, because your 11th house itself, it's a fixed house, and in a Kalpurusha Kundli, even for Virgo, this house is given to Moon, so it's given to Moon. That's it. Chapter close here. So naturally, Moon is a very fast moving planet. It means you want to earn money very, very fast. But now Saturn, slow moving planet, goes up there. So what is happening? This is going to slow down the incoming gains into your life. Suppose Moon is earning money, that much amount of money, maybe 100,000 US dollars a month. But as soon as Saturn is entering, this is going to slow down the process. Similarly, suppose, it's a Venus and Ketu. It's good thing I've written up there. Now Venus is a very fast moving planet and Ketu is a slow moving planet. And Venus is your savings lord. So suppose your rate of saving, like how fast will you be able to save money into your bank account, it's seen through Venus. Now first of all, if Venus is with Moon in the chart, they both are very fast moving planets. It means you will be able to save money on much rapid basis. But at the same time, if Venus is with Ketu, Rahu, Saturn, or even Jupiter, this is going to slow down your savings part. Slow down. Similarly with your expense lord, planet Surya. Suppose Sun is posited up there. Sun is also a fast moving planet because it takes complete 1 month. Suppose Sun is getting conjunct with Moon up there. Now what is happening? Moon is a fast moving, Sun is also fast moving. So this is actually going to speed up the rate of expense also and the rate of incoming gains also. Okay. Next, let's try to understand now retrograde energy. First of all, you need to understand what is retrograde. Without understanding retrograde, you will not be able to go further now. Although I made a separate playlist over retrograde, but still I will explain you the simplest explanation of what is retrograde energy. Retrograde simply mean you are committing similar kind of mistakes again and again and again into your life. Suppose you commit one financial mistake 5 years, maybe in the backward. In 2018, suppose you bought a property or maybe invested your money in some share market and stock market, and you have lose your wealth. Now it's actually considered as a negative thing because you are losing your money. Okay. But suppose you are committing the same mistakes in the year 2025 also. This is retrograde. Retrograde planets which are present anywhere in the chart have the capacity to take you towards perfection. That is their main goal in Vedic astrology. Wherever you see retrograde, understand the perfection is needed up there. Now, if you are not perfecting that part, it becomes very difficult. For example, suppose Ketu and Rahu, they are always retrograde. I'm not talking about that planet. Other 7 planets, even out of 7 planets, Moon and Sun, they don't go retrograde. Only 5 planets, they actually go retrograde. Retrograde is actually the backward motion of a planet. So you are evolving in a loop, or you are evolving around similar kind of a circumstances again and again and again and again. Like you commit one mistake, then again you are committing the same mistakes. You understand what is retrograde now? Suppose you are having Venus and Ketu, both are retrograde in the chart. Now what is going to be the difference with normal Venus Ketu and the Venus retrograde with the Ketu retrograde? If a Graha is retrograde, it means you are going to commit same financial mistakes again and again and again. It also means, suppose you are having Saturn and Rahu up there and Saturn is also retrograde. I'm using the star to actually denote a retrogression. Okay, this star, it's used to denote a retrograde Graha. Okay. Now suppose Saturn and Rahu are retrograde. Now what is happening? If one person is having normal Saturn Rahu and other person is having Saturn is also retrograde and the Rahu is also retrograde, it means if the first person with Saturn Rahu retrograde, okay, requires 1 year to accomplish $100,000, the other person with the retrograde Saturn and retrograde Rahu require double the time or 2 years to accomplish the same thing. Retrograde planets will simply going to extend the time duration. Simply they are going to extend it. So anywhere in the chart, if the retrograde energies are present, it means you need to really work very, very hard. Because understand one thing, retrograde have also to connect with your past life deed or the past life karma. One single retrograde planet in your horoscope is not coming because of this janma. It's coming because of your Purv Sanchit karmas. Even for example, your Jupiter is retrograde and it's simply retrograde, no conjunction. So what is the difference between the person that is having a normal Jupiter and one person is having a retrograde Jupiter? The normal Jupiter, as I told you, it's going to take 1 year to achieve something. Retrograde Jupiter will take 5 years to achieve the same thing. So your efforts are actually getting way much higher. Now you will ask me, what is the remedy if we are having retrograde energies in our chart? Knowledge. Gaining knowledge, and second is the self-introspection. Like you need to reflect back over your past life failures. Rather than jumping from new to new to new to new activity or task all the time, you need to sit, or maybe like wherever you are right now, just stand here, sit and reflect back. Look into your past life. Self-introspection is very important. There is no need for you to do 10 activities in a single day. Even if you are doing a one task, do it with full perfection. That is the practical solution for dealing with the retrograde energies. Okay. Next, let me come to the combustion of a graha. Combust. Now, combust simply means the planet, if it is getting very closer with planet Sun, so sun rays are going to burn that planet. Okay, suppose now my blackboard is full actually. I will remove something. For example, now suppose Saturn is combust in your chart, 5th house lord, and this sign, this is used to denote pointed, you can call it as a mountain. This is used to denote the combust graha. Okay. Now whenever the Saturn is combust, or any planet, it's not Saturn, it may be planet Jupiter, it may be planet Mars. If these planets are actually getting combust, first of all, the combustion differ from the malefic as well as the benefic graha. Now Saturn is a malefic planet, Mars is a malefic planet, whereas other planets like Jupiter, Mercury and Venus, they are benefic grahas or the auspicious grahas. So if the benefic planets are actually getting combust in the horoscope, first of all, they are not going to lose its significance. Even if the malefic planets are also getting combust, they are also not going to lose their significance. But the only problem with the combustion part, it's actually going to burn down the significance only up to some extent. Suppose one person is having Saturn up there with Moon, and Saturn is combust, and the second person is having Saturn without combustion with Moon. Now what is the difference? There is not going to be much difference coming up there. Because I told you, combustion of the planet have nothing to deal with destroying the significance of something. So even for example, your Sun, your expense or your investment lord is conjunction with Venus, for example, and your Venus is combust in the chart. Now you might be thinking, oh my goodness, my wealth lord is combust. Now it means I'm not be able to gain or save money. No. Combustion have nothing to deal with the significance. But the combustion have to deal with the auspiciousness. Now basically in our Hindu tradition, in our Indian tradition, if the benefic grahas are combust like Jupiter, Venus, So only the auspicious ceremonies are not performed. Marriage are not performed when Jupiter and Venus are combust in the sky. No retirement function, no childbirth celebration, nothing, no celebration. But combustion is not going to destroy the significance of a graha. That also only have to deal with the auspiciousness. Like no auspicious things can take place during that time frame. Now, investment is also considered as a very auspicious event. Buying a property, buying a home is also considered as an auspicious event. So if, for example, in your chart, your Jupiter is combust or maybe Venus is combust and you are looking for buying a property, in the Gochar, first of all, understand if these planets are combust, no need for you to purchase the property right now. You need to wait. Because I told you, no auspiciousness, or you will not be able to perform any auspicious works during that time frame. Otherwise, this have the capacity to create negative results into your life. Okay. And last is the timings part. Now, timings is one of the most important concept actually. And as I promised you initially or earlier in this video, and if you are watching this video from the very starting, I would like to appreciate it. Means you are a true Vedic astrology person. You are eventually here a sincere person who want to learn it. Now, as I promised you to, I'm going to give you one thumb rule for the timings part. The thumb rule is pay attention towards the Gochar, transit of the planet. Transit, transit. Okay, transit means Gochar. So planets are not stationary, they are moving continuously in the sky. Now whenever Gochar of these houses, lords, maybe they are posited anywhere in the chart. For example, you are having Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, or maybe you are having Saturn and Moon are present up there, or maybe only Saturn is up there. First of all, anytime Gochar or in the transit duration, this Jupiter is transiting over the natal Jupiter, or whenever in the Gochar this natal Saturn transiting over the natal Saturn into your horoscope, or even suppose Mercury is up there and Venus is up there. Anytime in the Gochar or in the transit, Mercury is transiting through the sign of Pisces, or even Venus is transiting through the sign of Pisces, this will eventually help us to understand the triggering point. Okay, Gochar over the same zodiac sign have the capacity to trigger the event into your life. Now the confirmation of that triggering point is depending over the Dasha. DASHA, specifically Vimshotri Mahadasha. You might now be asking like why you are only using the Vimshotri Mahadasha. Vimshotri Mahadasha simply means timings, which planetary time frame you are currently going through. There are many other set of dashas also, maybe Uddu Dasha, Chara Dasha, Yogini Dashas, Dvisaptiti Sam Dashas. So why you are not using other dashas, only Vimshotri Dasha? Because I will tell you it's applicable to 95% of the charts. And only Vimshotri Mahadasha have the capacity to help you to pinpoint the event to the great level of accuracy. And second is your brushful chart that will also help us to pinpoint the events. Now, whenever I will tell you, in the case of Dasha, it's a maybe 16 years long period of Jupiter Mahadasha you are going through. There are sub periods also that are known as the antardasha. Now, antardasha is the key planet here. ANTAR. Antardasha planet is the key planet. That means the planet that is running in the second part. Now, anytime you need to blend both of these things together. Suppose the Gochar of Jupiter is happening over the natal Jupiter and your antardasha is also of Jupiter. This is the treating point. Suppose Gochar or the transit of Mercury is happening over the natal Mercury and your antardasha is also Mercury is coming. This is the treating point. So in this way, you need to blend both of these things together. I will make separate videos over this timings part actually, Dasha. After the completion of this series, we will jump into that part also. because there are many people who want to learn predictive astrology. Like they want to make predictions. They know the basics, but they don't know the predictions part. Now, predictive astrology is it's a different subject actually. This might going to take maybe 50 lectures for you to understand predictive astrology. Although I made few videos, like you will not find much videos, but there are 10 to 15 videos still on my YouTube channel that are actually connected with the predictive astrology. Because predictive astrology have the capacity to help us to understand the more minuteness, like when that particular event, not only with money, maybe marriage, maybe childbirth, maybe foreign travel, foreign settlement. So that part is going to be using the Dasha part. Okay. So this is the analysis from Virgo Ascendant, and I hope you have gained some clarity in this video. If you find my work totally appreciating, and if you find some sincerity in this work, you can also send me super thanks. Because any small contribution from your side will eventually help me to feel more motivated to make more such content over the Vedic astrology. Okay. Apart from this thing, if you require any detailed horoscope or any detailed personalized consultations, you can contact me at my email ID. Any marriage, career, business, spiritual consultation, full chart consultation, anything you require, please do contact me at my email ID. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Also make sure to subscribe my channel below, and make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can also please share my YouTube channel with your friends, with your family members who are in love with Vedic astrology. And once again, thank you so much for providing your love. If you are having any queries and questions, mention below in the comment section. And I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. So till then, please take care of yourself and may God bless you. Hare Krishna.